Look at these headlines. 5 weeks into this conflict, and you think that the. Hold on one second. Sorry. Now, as I was saying, if you look at these headlines, 5 weeks into the war, you would literally believe that the media, the American media, was rooting for the other side. They spend more time dissecting the president's tweets than they have actually paying attention to the sacrifice of our men and women in the armed forces who, whether you like it or not, they're fighting for us. They don't honor them. They don't give praise to their grit and determination and their ability to essentially or basically outclass the Iranian military, if you could even call it that, at every turn. Every time we have a strategic win, it's unverified or disproportionate. But the second we face one setback, it's a 24-hour feeding frenzy highlighting the ineptitude of the United States Armed Forces and their commander-in-chief, Donald Trump. Case in point, today we have the shooting down of the alleged shooting down of a F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jet. It went down in Iran last night. No one knows exactly why it went down, but everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs, oh yeah, the Iranians finally hit one U.S. jet and downed it. Well, let's say they did. One of the pilots has already been recovered safe and sound, and the other one, we are currently searching for him. And what's even more impressive is that there are elements within Iran who are helping the United States search for the missing pilot, or I think it's the weapons specialist. They're telling us, don't worry, we'll find them. They're running around armed, looking for United States pilots or a weapons specialist who had to eject last night over Iran. The more truth comes out, the more the military tells us, the more it exposes the absolute utter lies of the IRGC and the disgusting behavior and treasonous rhetoric and sentiments of the people who are rooting against their own country. It's not a good look. The news cycle, meanwhile, isn't mourning the loss. They don't seem to even have one bit of remorse for the downed pilots. Instead, they're using it as a gotcha moment against the administration. Do these people have any idea what it does to the morale of our troops or to the families that are waiting for them to come home or waiting for a phone call concerning their safety? We have one crew member confirmed alive, thank God, rescued during a high-risk extraction that put every single thing on the line. These people went into enemy gunfire to extract this pilot from Iran, and guess what? The IRGC, though they were shooting at the extraction team, they couldn't do shit. They couldn't do anything. Everyone's sitting at home, and the media's sitting in their air-conditioned studios. All these fake analysts on social media, they're sitting at their comfortable desk in their gaming chairs, but these guys are in the shit, as they say, fighting tooth and nail to pull this person out of Iran who unfortunately went down. There's something honorable about that in itself, but there's something extremely dishonorable to minimize the ability and the sacrifice and the grit and determination that it takes to even do that. There's one person missing. It's very worrying, but I have a feeling, and I always go with my gut, that we're going to bring that person back alive. It's great to see the people within Iran mobilize around this situation to help the United States military bring this person back safely. And our thoughts and prayers are with them and their family. While our guys on the ground are in a frantic race against the IRGC and their search parties that are looking for this down pilot and have offered a reward to anyone who gives them information concerning the whereabouts of said pilot, the media is busy painting this as a quagmire. They're painting a narrative that ignores the fact that we've literally destroyed this regime, crippled their military, utterly destroyed their Air Force, their Navy, and any other, their ballistic missile systems, etc. And we've done what we intended to do. We've actually crippled their nuclear weapon making ability. Instead of that, they focus on the reward money. As a matter of fact, I think that if they could, they would probably go there themselves and look for that pilot, turn them over to the IRGC in an effort to collect the reward money. And we know that stations such as MSDNC and the Communist News Network, CNN, they probably need it because they're down bad. Instead of they highlight the reward money instead of just really trying to connect with Americans, unify Americans around the search for this American hero. We don't know if this person's been captured. We don't think they have. Hence, there's a reward out. We don't know if this person is just like hiding out, trying to lay low until, the dust clears or, the situation calms down a bit. We don't know if they're in relative safety under the care of friendly Iranian rebels or people who just want to see the IRGC gone. But what I do know is that everything we put on social media, the troops see it. They see the lack of a backbone. They see the spinelessness at home. They see their sacrifice being treated like political ammunition and being weaponized against the president. It's time to stop letting analysts control the narrative. It's time to stop letting these people undermine the mission. We have a pilot to bring home safely. That's what matters. Let's act like we actually want them back. Let's act like we actually want to come out victorious in this thing without a scratch. Let's for once try to act like Americans, not treasonous dogs looking for cheering at the burning down of our own doghouse, only to realize that it all of a sudden started raining and we have nowhere to sleep. It really disgusts me to see people behave in this manner. You might not be all in on the reasons for the war, but guess what? It's just like the sun. Whether you like it or not, Iran not being nuclear armed is a benefit to you, because I promise you, the IRGC terrorists that you're cheering for, they wouldn't hesitate for a second to push that button and eviscerate or obliterate this country. And trust me, just like when they shot those ballistic missiles at UAE, just like when they shot those ballistic missiles at Diego Sanchez or whatever it's called, the military base, they're not discriminating. They're not asking, are you Republican or Democrat? They're not asking if you're black or white. They have no way to control the trajectory of a missile to make sure it just only hits people who aren't black. They're taking shots at you, and you're cheering because you've done some type of mental gymnastics in your head that make you believe that the IRGC actually gives a damn about you. They don't. They're radical extremist terrorists. But Brandon, they released 13 blacks. Yeah, because they know black people aren't a threat to anything. I'd release you too, because I know you ain't gonna do shit later on. You're gonna say, thank God they let me go home, eat fried chicken, and watch basketball. That wasn't a sign of admiration or honor. That was a sign of disrespect. And yet you have so many African Americans out here praising the IRGC like, oh, we love Iran because they know we ain't gonna do nothing. No, they used to enslave you. So they know you have a slave mindset. A radically individualistic slave mindset. My own survival over the survival of everything else, including but not limited to the country. You don't have to accept. Someone says, who here believes Brandon? This ain't church. This ain't about belief. This is about tangible, actual events that are actually happening. We have pilots that were downed in Iran. Rally behind the rescue of those pilots. Don't operate like a hoe cheering for the other side. Oh yeah, see this. I saw black folks posting video game footage, video game footage of a airplane being shot down, saying, "See, the IRGC ain't playing with us." Well, they're not playing with anybody because they can't even take out a rescue team at this point. And I love to see smart people in the comments. They know the truth. They said, oh, Trump promised us no new wars. This ain't no new war. We've been going at it with Iran for like 50 years. They've given as much as they're getting. They're kidnapping Americans, giving weapons to terrorists, all that to hurt Americans. If you don't know the history, just say that. But just don't jump on a side thinking that I'm going to be on the right side of history. You're going to be on the wrong side if you're against America. You're going to be, it's so funny, especially with African Americans. But African Americans, we just get told what to think by white liberals. See, because and I'll prove it to you. On one hand, African Americans are screaming about how their ancestors built this country. On the other hand, they're screaming, we hope the IRGC destroys this country. That's how you know that what we're saying and what we're doing is not original. On one hand, black people are saying, oh, we need the United States government to pay us reparations. On the other hand, they're praying and cheering for the destruction of the country that they need to pay them reparations. That's like somebody cheering for the downfall or the destruction of the bank where that holds all their money. You sound stupid. You recognize that you need the money from the bank, but at the same time you're cheering for the collapse of the bank. That's what I'm telling you. When you see black people saying things and doing things that go against their own best interests, you know two things. One, you know it's a psychological operation that works best on us because we don't do a lot of research. Two, you know that it's something that we've been told to say. We are puppets. We are being puppeted by other groups of people. And right now, the Palestinian lobby, the Hamas lobby, the white liberal female, they are all controlling the thoughts, minds, and actions of the black community. There's no black person on that side who could be accused of having an original thought. They're being told what to think, and they're doing their best job of parroting whatever is being said to them. And it's not even close. It's actually disgusting if you think about it, but it's really pathetic. If you're not going to root for your country, why don't you just root for yourself? Tell me, African Americans, reparations or else. How do you get reparations if the United States of America is destroyed by Iran? I'll give you a better one. We're going to use this to put Democrats in power. That's what we love to do. Oh, Trump, his shoestring came untied. Now time to go vote Democrat. How do you gain reparations? By putting Democrats in power who have already said in no uncertain terms, we will never give you reparations. That's a bigger, better question to ask them. You know what they say? I don't know. Because they haven't thought that far. They haven't thought that far ahead. All they know is they want to operate in a treasonous manner because somehow, some way, they've convinced themselves they hate America. They don't like America. America's bad. America's this. America's that. I've been talking to Muslims like all week on the inbox. These guys don't even know what their religion is. They don't even know why they're worshiping it. They just know that they've been told this and they're going to parrot. I see why there's a lot of black people converting to Islam because that's what we do best. Parrot things we don't even understand. I get that. I understand it now. So I'm like, dang, okay, so that's the connection. This is based on not paying attention to shit and kind of just going with whatever you're told and being a warrior for just information that you haven't vetted or verified. Black folks do that well. The Democrat Party taught us how to do that extremely well. Let's tap into what's going on in this situation. And there's a lot of people who don't agree with me. This is common, but no one's going to tell me how they're, my question, because I always love to post questions. My only question to you is this: how are you going to get reparations if America is destroyed? Iran's going to give you reparations. Iran's going to be like, you know what? We killed 40,000 of our own people over protesting the economy that we hyperinflated. But for some reason, we just got this gnawing desire to give black people a bunch of money from our economy. It's stupid. You're cheering against your own best interest.
We do know is that images are in.
We do that really well.
Also this morning, Iran is claiming that its forces downed a U.S. military fighter jet in central Iran. State media have released a series of photos, they say, of supposed proof. CNN's Jim Sciutto is live this morning in Tel Aviv to start us off this hour. Jim, what's the very latest you're hearing about this?
So, Kate, I want to begin again, as I began last hour, by saying we need to be very careful with this. Iranian state media, as you noted, is reporting that Iran has downed a U.S. military jet over Iran. The U.S. military has not yet commented on this or confirmed it, though multiple folks from CNN have now reached out to Central Command asking that exact question. What we do know is that images are emerging online of wreckage from what appears to be a U.S. military aircraft. One particular piece of that wreckage appears to be part of a tail section vertical stabilizer of what would be consistent with F-15 fighter jet. Now, that is a jet that has two pilots. You may remember that three F-15s were shot down by friendly fire over Kuwait in the early days of this war. So once again, Iran is claiming this. There are a number of images online that show wreckage on the ground, and you have Iranian state TV broadcasting images of that wreckage. But again, we're seeking comment or confirmation from the U.S. military, and the U.S. military to date is not yet doing so.
Okay, so you with me, this is why it's hard for me to really trust anything that the IRGC says. You guys are saying that you shot down a military F-15 jet, right? But then they bring a bunch of slow-moving helicopters in to extract this pilot, and you guys can't even shoot that down. So you're shooting down jets, but you can't shoot down slow-moving stationary helicopters that are just like hovering. It doesn't make any sense. Like, put two and two together. Now, I'm not saying they didn't shoot down the jet. That's possible. You know, the sun even shines on a dog's ass every now and then, right? But this does not point to this like high level, anti-air capability of Iran. This makes me lean more towards the United States is telling the truth, that they are dominating the skies of Iran, and there's very little to nothing that Iran can do about it. You are not on point and prepared for invasion if someone can drop a rescue helicopter into your country, into the middle of a war zone, pull out a pilot and take off, and no one dies. And then I'm hearing that some U.S. This is a rumor. This hasn't been confirmed. But I'm hearing that there was actually a firefight between United States forces and members of the IRGC. And from what I'm hearing from my sources, I got sources. I got sources in the Persian Gulf right now. Well, no one's in the Persian Gulf right now, but I got sources on LPDs and LPHs right there. They're sitting there. They can see Iran. They can look at it. My sources are telling me that there was a firefight, and my sources are telling me that the American troops put belt to ass on the IRGC, and it wasn't even close. What do you guys think about that? My sources are telling me that belt to ass was put, and it was the U.S. troops putting belt to ass to Iran, to Iranian RIGC members. Now, this has not been confirmed, right? I mean, it could be confirmed by me, I guess, but I've heard it from very reliable sources. And they own those amphibious assault vessels. Now, I want to show you this because this is so cool. You guys don't like it's love to see, people supporting America more than Americans. It's sad, but it's all love. So we have these dudes who are Bakhari. Let me get the name right. They are Bakhtiari tribesmen in Iran's Khuzestan mountains region. They are now mobilizing to search for the missing F-15 pilot after the fighter jet was shot down over Iranian territory. They said, don't worry, we'll find him, praying for the safe return of the second pilot. Now, we don't even know if it's a him or her because they don't disclose the gender, because we got some females, some badass women over there flying those jets. You know what I'm saying? That's dope as hell. How's that for women's rights? They get to get shot down like everybody else. Beautiful. They need to put Bonquisha up there. Maybe they shoot her ass and knock her wig off. Let's play this clip.
حسین سلام علیکم خسته نباشی. آشه سلام علیکم.
علیکم سلام. ان شاء الله پیدا میشی نترس.
آقا سلام علیکم یا الله یا سلام.
پرچم همیشه بالا.
آدی سلام علیکم خسته نباشی. خسته نباشی. یا سلام علیکم. آدی سلام علیکم. آدی چی پیدا شدی؟
ان شاء الله پیدا میشه.
ان شاء الله. ان شاء الله.
All right, I think that's just shots of them walking through the rocks, bro. You know you real when you walking through the desert in rocks and some sandals, bro. You a gangster for sure. You harder than any Crip or Blood, as far as I'm concerned. Can we donate them dudes some boots? Oh, man. And then, look, man. They were literally posting video game footage. What the hell are these dudes talking about? So, I want to show you guys a video game. This right here, you guys can see what I see. But this right here is the people posting footage from a damn video game. Talking about, This is footage from a video game.
Target hit. Target destroyed.
And so people in the comments are immediately saying that this is actually, the plane is actually an F-18 and it was an F-15 that was shot down. But my issue is like, African American, we'll believe that. We'll take that, jump on the internet. Yeah, they shot down. I saw it. They got it, and we'll post it. And then when we point out the inconsistencies in it, oh man, I'm just posting whatever I see on the internet. That's our excuse. It's a joke. It's a joke. To us, obviously, it's funny. Yeah, let's cheer against our own country. Because that's fun to do that. You sound dumb. And then you're mad at me for calling you dumb. You're mad at me for calling you dumb. It's not my fault that you ain't got no sense. I be looking at black folks like, if Iran does that, where you gonna live? You don't like to follow no damn rules. You want to walk through the restaurants in Houston butt naked. The group of people who just want to do whatever we want to do, whenever the hell we want to do it, every day, thinks that they're going to be happier under the rulership of a radicalized Islamic regime. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But they're currently looking for this other pilot. We're going to hope that they find him or her. And we know that Iran is still trying to capture this pilot. My thing is, they're offering a cash reward, right? My thing is, they are suffering. They got no money. Their economy is fucked up, but they still have money to offer rewards for help in finding this pilot. Something tells me that these people's priorities are messed up. But I want to show you this. This is supposed to be this is supposed to be 2 UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters and a C-130 flying out of the city of Lali in Iran's Khuzestan province. And this is supposed to be part of the search and rescue team. So if this is to be believed, then this basically proves that the United States is dominating the air of Iran. Because look how low they're flying. I would expect there to be all types of surface-to-air missiles, shoulder-mounted rocket-propelled grenades, and all types of stuff being landed. I'm not seeing any of that. I'm seeing them flying like they flying over here. Yeah. Oh, Brandon, their missile systems are still up and running. Everything you guys are talking about is not being confirmed. I don't care. So you could say whatever you want. Oh, MAGA this, MAGA. Man, MAGA be damned to hell. Show me the evidence of the stuff y'all saying. That's all I'm saying. Show me the proof of the claims you are making. Please. That's all I'm asking. Give me a little bit of evidence. But we know you won't because you can't. And that's okay. Just don't expect me to join you on the bandwagon of lies. Please do not. And then there's another report going on saying that Iran actually shot down, actually it's saying that they shot a missile, and the missile it malfunctioned and they hit their own city. That's what they're saying. Is this it? Iranian? Yeah, here it goes right here. So this has I believe been confirmed. So they're shooting a missile. These damn Iranians. God bless them. So they're shooting a missile. Oh, okay, I could play it. Okay, cool. This is better. So they're shooting a missile, and the missile malfunctions, and it goes down in their own town and hits their own town. Damn. That is now that is militaristic superiority if I've ever seen it. You shoot a missile, it malfunctions, and doesn't even go a mile and hits up to the whole city. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
از یه جا بلند کردن
These guys are idiots.
وای از زمین بلند شد زدن اینجا وای یا خدا
How about I looked in the mirror?
خدا no.
I'm black, like I matter to who? Who am I supposed to matter to? I'm black, so I matter to me. What the hell? You're black, you don't matter to them. The same old racist tropes. Just give it up. Give it up. Black folk, they don't care about you. Why they running up in a white girl with kids by her? They don't give a fuck about you, but let me go get this white girl and make her pregnant. Give it up, black people. The racism stuff is not working no more. No one believes you. You get money. What's the first thing you do? You go move next to a bunch of white folks. No one's buying that crap anymore. Who do you think is stupid? Who do you think is dumb? Ooh, y'all, white people so racist that as soon as I get a little bit of money, I go buy a house right up in their neighborhood. Come on, bro. These guys are dumb. These guys are dumb.
از یه جا بلند کردن اینا لانچر وای وای از زمین بلند شد زدن اینجا وای یا خدا.
And I said it once and I've said it before. MAGA aside, the most effective weapon that Iran has is the ignorance of the American public. That is the most effective weapon Iran has, is the ignorance and the hatred of the American public for their own government. That's it. Happened to the Iron Dome a few times. I'm not going to say it didn't, but I'm just saying, look, I'm not here to apologize for Israel. But what I'm saying is these guys are expressing military superiority. We're going to do this, and we're going to bomb you, and it's going to be all hell rain down. Bro, come on, bro. This ain't raining hell down on nothing. That shit ain't AI. That doesn't even look like AI. That's what you guys say, to be in denial. It looks like deny all. You know AI? Have you ever heard of deny all? That's what you're in, denial about the efficacy of these dudes' weapon systems. Dude, you guys are cheering that they might have shot down an F-15. You should come to me for all your information. I'll tell you, thank you so much. But I'll tell you if I messed up, I'll come back, hey, I was wrong about this or that. But usually I'm not wrong because I just try to operate within the realm of reality. And there are many, 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 many people who struggle with that for some reason. And I don't understand why. If Iran wins, you don't gain crap. You gain nothing. Thank goodness they're getting their ass kicked, but I hate to see what happens if we get in a real war. These people were like, man, listen, I'm going to just tell you from my perspective on how ignorant black folks is. Black, and when I say black folks, I also mean the white liberal, because the white liberal controls the mind of black people who can't think for themselves. These people criticize Trump, saying that he was colluding with Russia and that Russia was our enemy in 2016. Come forward 10 years later, they are now praising Iran, who is definitely colluding with Russia and China to kill Americans. I want y'all to let that sink in. These people, when they thought Trump was with Russia, they were against Russia. Now that they see that Trump is against Iran and Iran is with Russia, they are now praising Russia, bro. Come on. We cannot be this fucking dense. We cannot be this willfully obtuse. These people just hate America. They will destroy America to try to prove a point. And if the point isn't proven, then what? Then what? You're just going to be out here looking dumb. I saw a lady in the UK, bro. She was crying. She was crying. Pleading with this lady, telling this lady how her family, how she was imprisoned by the RGC and all this stuff. This lady was like, I can explain it to you, but you wouldn't understand. This lady's like, bro, these people imprisoned me. And this girl's not even old. She was like in her 20s. They killed my family members, and they won't even let me go back to Iran to visit my father's grave. This white lady is just sitting there looking like Brandon Johnson in Chicago. You know, with that like stone face, like don't give a fuck. And she's like, I just don't even know what to say. Well, the whole time she has her like, God bless Iran, justice for Palestine sign up. I'm like, either this lady's paid or she's just an idiot. But I'm thinking she's paid. These people don't care. They don't care about anything. All they're looking at is somebody got something that they don't, and they want it. That's it. That's what's driving these people. I want what someone with more than me got. And I don't care what I got to do to get it. It's really dumb. And I look at these so-called black men, and I'm like, does it ever bother you that the only people who support your position on this are white liberal females? They're like, no, it don't matter. Trump bad, the orange man. I'm like, dude, is this real? Are you guys serious right now? We don't even care, bro. We so damn goofy. Yeah, I call them so-called black men because they ain't men. They might be black boys. They're not men. No man roots against his own country. What, especially black dudes, like, who else about to give your baby mama Section 8 and food stamps because you don't want to take care of your damn kids? That's my question. Who else is going to give your baby mama Section 8 and food stamps because you decide you want to skeet it and beat it and then just walk out? No country gonna do for what no country is gonna do for these bums what America does. You should be America all in. All in. No matter what. Because there's just no other country that you can go to that's gonna coddle you and allow you to exist, you know, the way America does. You're just never gonna find it anywhere on earth. Anywhere on earth. But yet we choose to what? We choose to live in denial. We want to live in denial. Right? And hey, and you're more than welcome to if that's what you're into. My thing is like, just don't expect me to do it with you. And stop freaking trying to bully me and insult me because I don't want to participate in ignorance and stupidity. That's what I don't like. That's that shit I don't like. Right? So, yeah, that's that. But we're praying for the troops. We hope they come back safely. You're actually ignorant. Come on, guys. Let me give these guys. I'm going to give these guys the link real quick. I could do like a 5-10 minute segment with y'all talking. Let me give you the link so you can come tell me how I'm actually ignorant. I'm actually ignorant because I don't want U.S. troops dying at the hands of Iranians, IRGC radical terrorists. That makes me ignorant. Y'all, make this make sense. That makes me ignorant to want my country to come out on top. Damn. You know that song? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's me right now. That's me flipping you off, singing, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right to the United States of America. You can go straight to hell with the Ayatollah Khomeini. Yeah. So spend billions for war and for Israel instead of redistributing it to Americans, better healthcare infrastructure. You're a bitch. Yes, do that. Do exactly that. Who is in need of healthcare? You're black. Black people get free healthcare. It's called Medi-Cal. Your kids, the bastards you don't want to raise, they get free healthcare. Soon as you walked out the door on them, they got free healthcare from the government. It's just lies, guys. Which one of these people don't have healthcare coverage? Which one of these people don't have healthcare coverage? My cousin is, how old are you, bro? 19. He's 19 years old. Come here, bro. Come here. I need you real quick. I need you, bro. I need you. All right. You 19, right? Mm-hmm. Where do you live? What country do you live in?
United States.
Okay. When you go to the doctor, right into this mic, when you go to the doctor, how much do you pay for, to go to the doctor? Do you pay a copay? Do you give any money when you go to the doctor?
No.
Say it right here to this mic.
No.
Not even $1. Go right here.
Not even $1.
Nothing. When they give you medicine, how much do you pay?
$0. I don't pay nothing.
And how old are you?
19.
So what the fuck is this guy talking about? What are you guys talking about? I pay because I make money. So I pay. And I pay taxes so people who don't make money like him don't have to pay. This is what I'm saying. It's all a lie, guys. America has system upon system, program upon program, so that people who don't have money don't have to pay. Okay? Do you understand that? They even got a thing in America where everyone under 18 is guaranteed free health care. They even got, listen, every child under 18 is guaranteed free health care. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, I'm living life. These people are on a computer trying to find reasons to hate America. No, I'm not wrong. I just living proof. Just came and talked to you on the mic. Living proof just came and talked to you on the mic. My daughter lives in California. She gets free health care. We can't even pay if we wanted to. We were like, every time she goes to the doctor, it's free because in this country, children are guaranteed free health care. So what are you talking about? You don't make any sense. You're hating the country for reasons that don't even exist. Yes, your ass is 33 years old. Nobody's giving you shit for free. Go work. Just acting like a bunch of bums. A bunch of bums. Damn, bro. I could pay for the kids out my taxes, but I ain't gonna pay for your grown ass. Go work. It ain't hard. Go get a job. Trump dropped. Did y'all hear that Trump's jobs report for this month is like it like more than like almost tripled expectations? They expected 60,000 new jobs created. He created 172,000 new jobs this month. The link is there, bro. We're only going to be on this topic for about 5 more minutes. The link is there. So if you want to come up, you better come up. Who's on his parents' insurance? He lives with me. What are you talking about? What insurance? Mom doesn't even have insurance. You sound stupid. You sound dumb. Well, I'm sending it to you if you can. Many people click on it. Now all of a sudden you can't click on it. No, listen. These people on the internet just say stuff. Nothing of what they say is backed up by reality. Canada has free health care. So do we for the people who need it. So do we for the people who need it. And it's not free. It's not free. You guys really think that there are countries on earth that have free health care? There's not a single fucking country on earth that has free health care. I promise you that. All they do, you know, when you go, let me, Samira, I want you to listen to this because one day you will work. So listen to me. There's no country on earth that has free health care. All they do is just like when you get your check every week at work and it's FICA, NICA, and SICA before you get it, how they take something out for Social Security, they take something out for this, that, and the third. In Canada, they simply have a 20% tax where they take the money out your check and put it towards the quote-unquote free health care. It ain't free. You pay for it. You're just paying in advance for a bunch of people who don't give a fuck about their life and want to live unhealthily and then just say, oh, I want the system to take care of me. Why don't they work like this? Look, you want to treat your body like shit? You pay for the medical fees. Why do I have to pay for that guy to treat his body like crap? Let me pay for me treating my body like crap. And let me pay if I need to pay. Why are Canadians paying for medical care that they're not even using? It's called universal health care. Listen, it sounds nice, but I call it theft. That's what I call it. You're taking money out of my check and I have no say so over it to pay for the health care of a bunch of people I don't even know. That's called theft. That's called theft. Across the board. Samira, how old are you? 17. Do you want to pay the medical? Come here real quick. Do you want to pay the medical bills of someone you don't even know? No. No, right? You don't want to do that, right? Ezra, do you want to pay the medical bills of someone you don't even know? He said, hell no. You're the dumb one. Please take money out of my check so that somebody else can go to the doctor for free. Oh, Steve Urkel head ass nigga. Bro, no. No and no. No, I do not. No, I do not want to pay for Big Shirley to go to get her diabetes treated when she's drinking 2 liters of soda a damn day. I don't. Look at this. Look at this. Everything you're saying right now is white medical insurance. Medical insurance has colors. It's white medical insurance. Come on, y'all. We can't be this low. Now the medical insurance is raised. It's white medical insurance. And treatment is so goddamn high in America. It is because of dumb Fs like you who vote for that shit. Bro, you can go to Mexico and get treated if you want to. I mean, that's the thing. I'm telling you, listen to me. The liberal generations will be gone. Your children, you're raising them to be so entitled and so selfish. They're not going to buy into any of this crap that you guys think you want. These kids are so entitled. They're like, why should I give my money to this person? Hey, stop spamming the chat. Please stop spamming the chat.
Brandon, do you want to pay for anyone else's education? Any other like kids? No one that you know?
I don't mind.
So why do you draw the line on healthcare?
Because we're already paying for the kids' healthcare.
How?
Through our taxes. I just did a whole little
specifically what
where I just
no hold on. You just explained any kid under the age of 18 has free healthcare. What law is that?
I don't know the exact
specifically.
name of it. I can look it up real quick for you.
That's not true.
Okay, okay. You're gonna tell me
it's not. And then the other part is, so you're articulating Medicaid, Medi-Cal in California. You have to fall within 130%, 138% of the poverty line. I'm in the state of Michigan. That's $22,000 a year. You make $23,000 a year. Guess what? Your ass doesn't have any health insurance. You're going to live on 23 grand and pay health care bills? Come on, man.
Come on, man. California, full scope, no cost health care to all children, 0 to 19, regardless of immigration status. We even give it to illegal immigrants. Maybe if
you know what? That's awesome. California does it. That's not through the whole U.S.
Listen, but let me tell you something. This is how goofy you are. You would rather pay for illegal immigrants to get free health care than simply say, look, man, we need to get these people out the country, then move that money over to providing free health care for other people who need it. You can't
so
have
two
both.
things. One, I never said that. Second, you understand. I'll tell you my position on that.
Let me read this again. Regardless of immigration status, covering doctor's visit, dental vision, mental health services through the Health for All Kids expansion. But they aim it at undocumented kids, but it also encompasses.
So what about the other 49 states, Brandon?
Hey, dude, listen, you guys need to go vote for something.
Yeah, exactly. No, so let me tell you here, California pays more into the federal system than it takes out. They're paying for red states that are broke.
We're paying for red states. No, we're constantly begging for money. California.
So why are you paying more into the federal system than you take out?
We're paying because we make more money. We have a larger.
Yeah, exactly. So you have the income base to pay for programs such as this.
Okay.
Guess what? Alabama doesn't.
So if you
Arkansas doesn't. Ohio.
So if you want free health care, beg your state to raise your taxes so that you can provide state-based free health care.
No, you're saying it the wrong way. It's not raising my taxes. It's raising the taxes of the 1% that has taken $79 trillion since 1975 from the bottom 90%. That's income equality report from the Rand Corporation. Libertarian. That's not a Democratic talking point. That's real life.
We don't fuck with libertarians over here. They want to.
Well, I mean, if you did any bit of research on income inequality, then you'd understand you wouldn't have to raise taxes on the middle class.
Chat. I do research all the time. That's why I was able to educate you on the free health care over here in California.
On California's Medi-Cal system.
And you can do it at a state level in any state in the country.
Yeah, 100%. And we should. We should do it on the federal level. We agree.
You're in Michigan, do it. You got a freaking Democrat governor, do it. Stop complaining.
Well, so, I mean, the fact that our House and state Senate House are split down the middle, that's never going to happen.
Listen,
everyone's got the corporate monies in their pocket.
Well, move to California. You can move. No one's holding you there. Move here if you want free. But no, you don't. You like the low cost of living in Michigan, and you don't want to leave. but you want to pretend like you want to hyperinflate Michigan's economy like California's economy is hyperinflated. You can't have it both ways, Chad.
Oh, I surely can, because
No, you can't.
the only reason I live in Michigan is because I enjoy the low income cost of living. You don't, obviously
move to
that is not
California,
correct.
Chad.
I'm only here because, oh man, I just love paying I don't want to pay 3 times the amount in rent. Of course, there's a housing crisis, all that shit out there. I lived in California for 6 months 2 years ago. I get it.
Come here. Let me ask you a question. Lean right here into this mic. Come here. Okay, come around here, right? Just lean right here. If someone tries to pee on you, what are you going to do?
Hit them.
That's funny because Trump pisses on your head and you think it's
raining. I was
raining.
hoping she would say move. You can move, bro. Just move to California.
No, I have other reasons for living here, bro.
Look at reasons don't matter. Only the results. Les Brown said
what
that.
The
Go
fuck?
look him up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a motivational speaker. Look him up. He's black, by the way. Reasons don't matter. Only the results. You want socialist utopia, move to California. It's there for you. Don't try to mess up the beautiful state of Michigan because you don't want to freaking work for what you got.
That's so ridiculous, bro. You don't even know like my own personal situation.
Guys, listen,
here.
No.
I'll tell you this. No, here, wait. Let's talk about the health. No. Let's talk about the free healthcare. My mom's had multiple sclerosis for 30 years. My dad was in the military for 22 years and now has Alzheimer's. I have to take care of him, and it costs fucking money.
Giving you plenty of
and
money
it costs.
for your dad.
Guess what? It costs money.
The VA
so I'm not leaving where I'm at.
For your dad. That's what I know. And the VA should be giving you plenty of money for your mom's medical bills because she's married to your dad.
That's not the system. That's not the way it works.
That is the system. What are you talking about? Bro, my grandfather just got diagnosed with dementia. Well, that was like 5 years ago. When was Papa diagnosed with dementia? Ezra? When was Papa diagnosed with dementia? Was it 2 years? Like 2 or 3 years ago. Man, this guy got a fat ass check for like $13,000. All his medical shit's paid. They're like, do you need someone to come take care of him at the house? Bro, stop with you.
No.
They were giving
I'm telling you, that's not the way it works.
You're full of crap, bro. You're telling me when I just went through this with my own relative.
No, I'm telling you, I've been going through it for 5 years.
Let me tell you about you. You're one of those people, no matter how
You're
much
not going to tell me who I am.
Listen, I can do whatever I want to. This is my show. You're one of those people. Nothing will ever be enough for you. No matter, and white people do that. One thing white people do well is play broke. Nothing will be enough for you, bro. They could put free healthcare. You'll be like, you just want someone to take care of you. And that's okay. Come to California, lie to them and tell them you're an illegal immigrant. They take care of your whole family. No problem.
So tell me how much money I make then, Brandon. How broke am I?
You talked about your dad and your mom, so you probably don't have a job. You probably work for them.
Yeah, you nailed it, dude. I don't make shit.
Do you do like an in-home care thing for them, or do you have an actual job?
Oh no, you just told me all about me, Brandon.
The way you're complaining,
what do I got?
I couldn't imagine you working anywhere other than like Subway or McDonald's.
Yeah, you hit it, bro.
Okay, thank you. Did I hit it good? That's what she said.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Don't tell me you're an engineer.
I'm not an engineer. No.
You sound like you do something in IT, like a scrum master, like some jerk job. What do you do? What do you do?
Tell me a jerk job.
What do you do, bro? Tell me what you do, Chad.
I work at Subway.
Subway's a good job. That's a respectable job. Free lunch.
You're an idiot. So tell me why you want to spend $200 billion in Iran.
Because I like seeing shit blow up.
Yeah, exactly. You got no empathy. You don't care about the 2 million people we've displaced.
Listen,
yeah, that's a good. You're a good man. Good man.
Listen, I'm not a good man. I don't give a damn about Iran in a general sense. But
you don't care about people in a general sense. No. This is all connected to healthcare and your willingness to bomb.
You might be right. You might be right about that. You might be right.
It is. That's what it is.
Listen, here's the whole thing. You scream death to America. I live here. I live in America. So if you're screaming death to America, you're trying to build a nuclear weapon. I don't care what anyone says. No need to enrich uranium past 20%. No need to freaking block the IA inspectors from going to certain nuclear facilities. You're trying to build a nuclear weapon or a warhead that can be attached to a ballistic missile. I'm not stupid. 2 + 2 is 4. The only people who are stupid are the people who keep believing that a terrorist regime, a radical Islamic terrorist regime, somehow will suddenly see the light and say, you know what, we're doing all this bomb making, but we're doing it for defense. We're building bombs at a rate 10 times higher than anyone else on the planet, but it's all for self-defense. It's crap, bro. If you can explain to me why Iran is enriching uranium past 20%, I'll take your side. This will become a liberal channel, and I'll vote for the Democrat in the next election. Explain to me why Iran is enriching uranium past 20% to weapons grade.
I mean, I can explain it right now. It's because they learned the lessons from the likes of Gaddafi, Saddam, North Korea, Ukraine, all that have been under the gun of the U.S. imperial system and got burned because either they didn't have nukes or, in North Korea's case, still in power because we don't have the balls to shoot them down. You say, oh, they're radical Islam saying death to America. Use that same logic on North Korea right now. Why don't we take them out?
No, North Korea is not sponsoring terrorists all over the world.
You want to talk about sponsoring terrorism? Our sanctions have killed tens of millions of people.
Wait a minute. We can go there. But what I'm telling you, you're comparing them to North Korea. North Korea does not sponsor terrorist attacks all over the world. That's the difference.
What terrorist attacks all over the world did Iran sponsor?
Bro, we can look up. I've covered this on this show numerous times, bro. October 7th in Israel, they sponsored that attack.
You act like there wasn't an October 6th.
Listen, it doesn't matter. What I'm telling you.
Oh, that doesn't matter? The Nakba, where they ethnically cleansed millions of people?
Okay, listen. What I'm saying is this. You said North Korea and Iran. You said, what attack did they sponsor? I said October 7th. There's many more. The bombing of the U.S. Marine barracks in
1983.
It doesn't matter.
Perfect.
This is what they do. All the IEDs that they sent to Afghanistan
because of an illegal invasion in Iraq.
But you keep saying because. What I'm telling you, you asked me what did they do, and I'm like, see, I'm not saying. This is why I keep telling you the reasons don't matter. The results matter.
No, they do because you're justifying it with terrorist attacks from literally 50 years ago.
I'm not justifying a single thing. What I'm telling you is this. If you beat me up last week, don't be mad if I beat your ass today. If you tell me you gonna beat my ass over the phone, don't be mad if when I see you, I take off on you. I'm not saying the United States is good. I'm not saying Iran is bad. They are adversaries in geopolitically and militaristically. Don't be mad if your adversary come with what he got to fuck your shit up because you was talking shit. That's all I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with good or bad. There are no good guys. There are no bad guys. You're just mad because America is winning. And you sound stupid because if America does lose or fall or collapse to Iran, how does your daddy get his VA benefits?
First of all, America's not going to collapse.
I don't want to hear first of all. Tell me, why would you?
America's not going to collapse. That's the premise of your question is dumb.
How do you know? I'm sure the Romans thought that.
Do you want to talk about Roman history?
I want to talk about
that's totally off base. That's got nothing to do with.
Why would any grown man root against the country that is paying his father's medical bills and mother's?
Okay, so there is not a risk of the United States government falling. You didn't get shit. You asked a dumbass question.
No dumbass question.
Yes, it is. Do you want me to explain to you what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now. Give me a second. What's going to happen is Iran has been created as the Middle East hegemon. Today, they control 20% of the world's oil via the Strait of Hormuz. The United States makes 16% of the world's oil. So they literally control more oil than what we produce today, only because of what Trump has done.
But we also control Venezuela's oil.
That doesn't matter. I'm telling you, 20%.
Yes, it does, because we control more than 20% of the world's oil now.
Yeah, but you don't understand that oil is a world commodity.
What you don't understand is
Brandon,
that
Brandon,
listen,
let me talk. Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you talk, Chad. But what I'm telling you is this: just learn. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves on the planet, more than the Middle East. So right now, we control the majority of the oil on the planet. We don't need Iran for anything. Go ahead.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Venezuela has the most reserves. That doesn't mean that they have the production. Plain and simple. Oil is a world commodity. Asia depends on Middle Eastern oil for everything, including all of the products that we import.
That's their problem.
Yeah, that's our problem. It's a world commodity. That's the reason that the price of oil domestically has went up. This is very simple economics. Second of all, Iran, tell me how Americans are safer today than they were 30 days ago. Because there's all drone strikes all throughout the Middle East.
Is that a question?
It's a rhetorical question. I'm going to finish this really quick. Americans are not safer now than they were 30 days ago because they are under threat, but for Trump's illegal war in Iran.
I don't feel under threat.
I
feel fine.
That's fine. You feel fine, but there's a million Americans in the Middle East that you're not thinking about.
Do you feel under threat? I don't feel under threat. I'm thinking about them every day, and I'm thinking, and what I'm thinking
about them. Give them your prayers, man, because they need them.
And what I'm thinking is, if we would have did what we were supposed to do with Iran 10 years ago, we wouldn't be having to worry about this right now.
Well, since you have no evidence that they're creating a nuclear weapon,
the Democrats you vote for kicked the can down the road until it got to Trump, someone who's gonna deal with that shit, and he's dealing with it now. So our kids aren't dealing with it later. You probably don't even have any kids.
No,
No,
dude.
I know you don't have any
Brandon,
kids.
You're buying into the narrative, man.
Listen,
that's
man,
it.
I know for a fact you don't have children. And you have a name like Chad. Chads are supposed to get chicks. But I know you don't have children because parents think about the future of their children. And as a parent, I would.
You're thinking about Iran's nukes?
Listen,
that's crazy.
Listen, I don't give a shit about Iran. What I'm telling you, as a parent, I literally would rather deal with the hardship with the oil. Oh God, oil prices have been up for a month. Oil was at $120 a barrel for 3 years under Barack Obama. Nobody complained. But what I'm saying is, I would rather deal with the hardship, paying the highest gas prices in the country in California, than my child, my beautiful daughter, dealing with this crap in the next 10, 15 years when it gets to the point where we really do have to go to a world war to deal with Iran. Bro, you can just tell by what Iran is doing and what they've done. They were prepared for a world war. Look at how many missiles they had created. Look at what they did when they got attacked. Listen, use your brain to look at this. If I come and shoot up your house, are you going to automatically start shooting up the houses of your neighbors? No, that would be idiotic. That would be sadistic, right? That's exactly what Iran did. They got bombed, couldn't do shit about it, so they started attacking the UAE. And they really started attacking the UAE more than anybody else because they're jealous of the UAE.
Just because they're jealous of them? It has nothing to do with the military bases that they host? If you come and you shut up... Wait, hold on. Let me go back to your analogy. You come, you shoot up my house, and then I go and I shoot my neighbor's house up only because you came out that front door and all your guns are in that neighbor's house and you're pointing them at me and you're shooting from that house. Hell yeah, I'm going to shoot back at that house.
You sound silly. I
just used your analogy against you.
They weren't shooting from UAE. They weren't even
shooting. They were.
Those bases were evacuated. What are you talking about?
They have radars. They have early warning sensors. Listen, no. The KC-135s take off from there.
They weren't at that time.
Yeah. Well, then how did they get bombed and blow up in Saudi Arabia?
Bro, they were taking off from
How about in Kuwait? How about the F-15s that got shot down in Kuwait? Now tell me that they weren't there.
From aircraft carriers, bro.
Then why did the F-15s get shot down in Kuwait?
They shot down each other. They said it was friendly fire.
Where did they take off from?
Remember? They took off from aircraft carriers, I'm sure.
Why were they above Kuwait? They took off from Kuwait.
Because they were headed towards Iran.
Okay, where's the aircraft carrier?
I don't know exactly
next to, they were in Kuwait. I'm
Listen,
telling you, it's because
what you're saying
we have
makes no
assets
sense.
there.
What you're saying makes no sense, bro.
Yes, it does.
We do. Listen, I'm not arguing that we don't have assets there. What I'm telling you is there was no base in the Middle East that the United States was launching attacks from. They abandoned all the bases because they knew the minute they attacked Iran, Iran was going to aim at all those bases. And if Iran was only aiming at bases, that would be fine. But Iran was hitting civilian targets, bro. They were whether it was by accident or on purpose, they were hitting civilian targets.
Yes, I agree.
Your father was in the military. My grandfather fought in World War II. My uncle fought in the Korean War, all that shit. What I'm telling you is this: America has the capability to park an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean, launch a plane from it, go bomb the shit out of Iran, and come right back.
I'm well aware of that. The fact is that we have a system. We have a system of military bases that provide support for the entire system, and that is what they were attacking. And they were also
those bases have been abandoned.
But it doesn't matter. It's still part.
So they're running radar with no troops there to run it.
I mean, you tell me. They had a $1.2 billion radar system that was blown up.
They don't even need to use those systems because they can literally just fly over the top of Iran and circle at the top.
So you expect Iran only to aim at the aircraft carrier and not at the other bases? And
why would you shoot at empty bases?
Furthermore, they were aiming at the countries supporting and allowing the U.S. military to be there. They are paying the price.
Those military bases were evacuated. Those countries
that's a moot point. That's irrelevant.
Wait, listen, I'm making a point. Those countries made it clear they were not involved in the hostilities against Iran. That is why now those countries are pissed off with Iran. While the U.S. was bombing Iran, the foreign minister, the female from UAE, was literally in Iran meeting with Iranian dignitaries. They were not involved in that.
Well, that's what we call a CYA. That's a cover your ass. Listen, we don't listen, man. Listen, no, but at the end of the day, they're still taking monies from the US. They still have military bases in the Middle East with these other countries that are supporting the system. They are inherently a target. The US started this. Israel actually started this.
Iran has no problem with Dubai. Well, then why have they bombed the UAE more than they bombed Israel? They have no problem with Dubai. This is what I'm saying. What you guys are saying, like, oh, the Israel started this. That to me, even that is dumb because the United States has been going at it with Iran for like 47 years.
Well, Marco Rubio said it, so you can call him dumb. I don't know. He's the one that said Israel started it.
Listen, this has been going on for years. The minute Iran took U.S. life, killing like over 600 troops in one attack, the IEDs from Iraq and Afghanistan, it was up. We just had spineless leadership that would not go avenge those American lives lost. And now Trump is like, yes, let's go fuck them up. And the reason he's doing it, because one thing I want to go back to real quick, you basically admitted that Iran was building nukes because you said Iran has learned from Gaddafi in Libya and Ukraine and all these other countries who gave up their nukes. So you pretty much know Iran is building nukes.
No.
That's what you said.
I know. Allow me to clarify. Oh, okay. So you need 90% enriched uranium to create a nuclear bomb. They were at 60. They had 400 pounds of it.
But why? You don't have to go
as an 20. Insurance policy because everyone is threatening. Listen, everyone is threatening to take them out. And they saw what the hell happened in Gaza. They saw the Israelis level the whole place. And then they said, we're coming after you. We're coming after you. Netanyahu's been saying it for 30 years. So yes, as an insurance policy, they enriched up to 60%. Keep in mind, in the negotiations, the Iranian foreign minister, as well as I believe the Omani negotiator said everything was on the table. Even U.S. inspectors can go anywhere within Iran.
No.
And you know what we said? If that was the case, we said kiss our ass and we bomb them.
That's
what's
BS.
The Omani.
The inspectors went in. They would tell them, "Oh, you could invest. You can go look at this place. You can't look at Fort Dow. You can't. You can look at this place. You can't look at this other place." They were playing games with them. The IEIA has made many reports about this. You can simply look them up online. They were giving them the runaround when they wanted to go to the sites where the suspected where the uranium was being enriched past 20%.
All right, so let's talk about the.
Hold on,
let's talk about that real quick.
Chat. Hold on, chat. You do not the highest you need to enrich uranium is 20% for energy. You keep saying that they were basically enriching uranium to 60% as like an insurance policy because everyone wants to attack them. So you're in saying that. You're admitting that they were building nukes. You're admitting
No. There's a difference.
You were admitting that they were preparing that uranium to be weaponized. You're admitting that. Were they not? Because if they weren't, it's not an insurance policy.
No, so you're walking directly into what my next point is.
No, you're doing liberal doublespeak, chat.
No. I'm telling you is that they were developing a certain amount of enriched uranium in case they had to take that next step.
And what were they going to do with it?
If they were threatened and to preserve their country, of course, develop a nuclear weapon.
Okay,
but
so
they were not actively doing that, Brandon.
You
That's
just
the
lost
difference.
this argument.
No, I didn't. I'm telling you.
Did, because you just admitted
they were
preparing. They were preparing. They were, what is it called? They were taking the uranium to the point where it could be immediately used in a nuclear weapon. That's what they were doing.
There's no, because there's two parts.
What are you talking about? You said if they were threatened.
No. Listen, there's two parts.
They were threatened. Hold on. You said they were enriching to the point where if they were threatened, they could use it in a nuclear weapon. That's exactly what you said.
No, I said that they could start developing the weapon because there's a difference to once you listen, because this is an important difference, and you're laughing.
I'm listening.
You enrich to that certain point, and then you still have to develop the weapon itself. Okay. No. Stop.
Okay, go ahead.
Now let me just say this: two things. One, your director of intelligence, Tulsi, said earlier this year they're not developing a weapon. So I don't know. It's fine to believe our own people rather than, I don't know, the Israelis. Now, furthermore, Midnight Hammer will go down in history as the largest strategic blunder because what had happened was the centralized material at Fordo and Isfahan was distributed and decentralized. Now it's all over the country. We can't go and get it. No one knows where it's at. They're just going to go around with Geiger counters and find it.
You were claiming they don't got it. You were just. This is what
I didn't say.
No.
You're
arguing two.
No, I did not say they didn't have it. Brandon, you're missing it. I'm saying that 60%.
Why is it 60% when you only need 5%?
I just told you. Right. It was their ace up their sleeve.
So what Trump was saying was 100% correct.
No,
Iran was.
They were not developing a nuclear weapon. They had the material that if they wanted to develop a weapon, they certainly could have taken that next step to.
Bro, you can literally attach a nuclear warhead to a ballistic missile, bro. You could easily. No,
Brandon. This is no. Let me go back to why Midnight Hammer was such a debacle.
No, whoa. Before we go there, I'm gonna let you go there. But what I'm telling you is, you're literally proving my point. You're literally proving Donald Trump's point. They were positioning themselves so if they felt threatened, which we know radical Islamists, they don't need a threat. Everything's a threat to them. So they were positioning themselves to where if they felt threatened, they would be able to then strike out with a nuclear weapon against whoever they chose to. And I know it was going to be aimed at Israel, which is fine. I mean, I don't care about that. But what I'm saying is we know. So everything Trump said is true. Everything Trump said is true.
No, because they were not
positioning themselves to use a nuclear weapon.
No, Brandon, because you can't separate the fact that having the enriched substance isn't meaning that it's already a nuke. There's a big difference between those two things. If you have the enriched materials,
stop, bro. How long does it take to create a nuke from enriched uranium?
How long does it take to develop a nuclear weapon?
You don't need to make a whole weapon. You just make a warhead and put it on a ballistic missile.
Well, that is by definition a weapon to put the warhead into it. You need to be able to create the warhead. But Brandon, what you just brought up is exactly why Midnight Hammer and Trump has created this issue. If you really cared about the nuclear materials, he would have not done Midnight Hammer, because now all it takes is putting some of that 60% enriched uranium on top of one of those ballistic missiles, like you just said. They could do it tonight and shoot it into Tel Aviv.
Exactly. So what I just said
exactly.
So what I said, listen, so once you get the uranium to 90%, it takes less than a week to weaponize that, to make that into a nuclear warhead and launch it into somebody. Like,
no,
so,
to make a actual nuclear capable warhead takes much longer than a week.
No way, dude.
Yes, to develop it. Absolutely it does. You have to test it.
Develop.
Listen, I'm not going to get caught up in the like small timeline to develop a warhead, because like I just said, they could put some on top of a ballistic missile today, and it's a dirty bomb that goes off. And Trump bombed those facilities. So guess what? We don't know where it's at. No one does. So Trump actually created more of a nuclear threat by making those attacks.
Man, what I'm telling you is you've lost this argument.
No, respond to that.
Listen, the whole premise of the liberal argument is Iran wasn't developing nukes. You just admitted they were developing nukes.
No, I did not say that.
Hold on. You said they were enriching the uranium as an insurance policy. There's no reason it should have went past 5%. That's what it takes for civil use. We know that. They went to 60. They were enriching it they were going towards 90, and they were hiding it. So Trump was right. You know, and this is what kills me about liberals. They know that Trump is right, but you guys will still continue to try to argue that we should have just let them acquire a nuke for an insurance policy. I don't want Iran to have an insurance policy. I don't want radical terrorists to have an insurance policy, because what do you do if they say, okay, well, we're just going to invade an African country, or we're going to invade a freaking country weaker than us, and if you try to come at us, we're going to launch nukes. What do you do then? You sound crazy, Chad. You sound absolutely out of your mind.
No. Because what you're literally saying
dad,
is,
does he want Iran to have a nuke? I bet he says no. I bet your dad's
I don't want them to have a nuke either.
I bet your dad's a Trump supporter. Isn't he?
Bro, you were so
why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because you're an idiot, and I told you that my dad has Alzheimer's, you fucking asshole.
Dude, he will remember Donald Trump if you ask him.
Yeah, right, dude.
He's like, I love Trump.
And you think that I work at Subway too.
My grandmother died from Alzheimer's. My grandmother died from Alzheimer's, and one thing I know is that they remember the things that they learned most recently are what goes first. So they'll tell you all about their childhood and all that, but they can't remember what they ate for dinner last night.
You're just talking out of your ass right now, dude. You don't know about my dad.
Listen, bro. Shut up, bro. Listen. So what I bet your dad remembers is when Trump wasn't racist.
No, my dad remembers laughing his ass off at Trump is what he does.
Yeah, but when Trump wasn't racist, because we all know Trump didn't become racist until he ran for president.
Well, I mean, other than in the 70s when he was redlining like everyone else, right?
Redlining anything.
Oh, yeah, he didn't redline. You're right.
Sure didn't.
Again, you're just like based on what, dude? He's like, there's like numerous court documents where it shows like he was redlining in New York in the 70s.
You just admitted that Iran was developing nuclear weapons.
I did not.
You
Again,
did.
you can't separate this in your brain. I don't know why you're not capable of this.
Okay, I'm very capable of it. Look, listen. Chad said, Brandon, they were enriching uranium past 5% to nuclear weapons grade levels because it was their insurance policy. It was their insurance policy to keep the United States from doing what they did to Gaddafi, Ukraine, and other countries, right? Then Chad did liberal doublespeak and tries to say they weren't enriched, they weren't building nuclear weapons. Chad, in the very beginning, you basically admitted that you knew that they were building
no, Brandon. No, your active listening skills are wrong. I said it's 90%. It's 90% to build a bomb. They're at 60.
Why was it at 60? What do you need it at 60 for?
I literally just told you.
You're at 60 because you're headed towards 90 to make a weapon.
No. They stopped right there and said, "Listen, we're at 60."
They got caught right there. They didn't stop. They stopped
No,
right
they
there.
were listen. They were at the negotiating table and they said, "We're at 60. Israel threatens us. U.S. threatens us. We are literally in a situation where you want to completely destroy us. We see what's
Who wants
happening
to
in
completely
Gaza."
destroy them?
What?
Oh man, look, weapon. I just looked this up. See, you don't even know what you're talking about. You see, you should watch this show every day because then you can learn something. Then you won't be walking around in darkness.
What did you Google? And AI said what?
AI, baby. So AI now. AI is the problem.
No,
Not
I'm
the
just wondering.
Not the IRGC. AI is the problem. Now that's the enemy. Get rid of AI. I bet liberals will move to get rid of AI so they can't keep getting debunked. Yes, 60% enriched uranium can be weaponized. The standard
Yes, of
is
course it can be
90%,
weaponized.
but 60% is considered highly enriched and can be used to create a nuclear explosive device.
There we go. So that's exactly what I said.
So they already had the ability to make a nuclear weapon.
No, what they had is an ability to
You
use
lost.
that material.
This is a fucking mic drop. This is a mic drop.
My fucking God, you can't read.
You babbling, Chad.
Are you going to let me explain? It says it can be weaponized. Weaponized. That does not mean
that you can. It literally said right here that you can use it to make a nuclear explosive device. I can read very well. Thank you, Mr. White Man, for giving me literacy.
No.
I appreciate you for that.
There's no way. It can be on top of the weapon and it creates a dirty
says
bomb.
It right there, Chad. No one's listening to you over AI, Chad.
Enriched can be used to create a nuclear explosive device, albeit with a larger critical mass compared to 90%.
Right. So, of course, at 60%, it wouldn't be as lethal, but it would still be able to
You
kill
wouldn't be
at a
able
large
to
scale.
create the fusion.
Man, stop. It's telling you right here you can make a nuclear explosive device.
No. Yes, it would be on top of a warhead. A traditional warhead.
Okay, let's listen to this other white guy who's going to debunk you, Chad. I'm a real life explosives technician. Caller is talking shit. Any device with 60% enrichment is still a dirty bomb, which is still considered nuclear.
That's literally what I just said.
Oh, Chad, you come on, Chad.
Bro, I literally said dirty bomb.
You weaving past these points like a dog in traffic, bro. We cooking you up here.
No, not a chance. Because it's not an actual nuclear explosion.
You might have got us during slavery, but we getting your ass on this damn AI.
Yeah, no shot, dude. No shot. The 60%. Show me one bomb that's been an actual nuclear
bombs.
A nuclear fission or fusion device.
This is
based
nuclear
off
grade.
Listen,
this is nuclear
grade. A fission. You can make a fission or a fusion bomb off 60%.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I'll Google it. Can you make a fusion bomb with 60%? Whoo, yes. Yes, you can. Chad, you're just losing. Damn it, Chad. Look, you learning a lot up here today. I'm gonna make you start calling me maestro.
I can't see it. We have demonstrated. What?
We have demonstrated that with a sufficiently large enough neutron reflecting tamper, 60% enriched uranium can be used to construct a kiloton yield nuclear weapon with as little as 40 kilograms of fissile material. So yes, with a relatively small amount of uranium, 40 kilograms, you can enrich at 60%. You can make a kiloton bomb, bro.
What's a kiloton? What's a kiloton?
I believe it's it's the weight. Isn't that the weight?
That is literally 1 ton.
Yeah. Okay, it's the weight. Okay, so
That's a 1 ton explosion.
Nigga, that's a lot.
No, it's not.
All right, man. Get the
Our
hell out of here,
dude, we dropped that's 2,000. That's 2,000 pounds.
That's a lot.
A 2,000 pound explosion,
bro. Okay, all right, bro.
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're
okay, Chad. 2,000 pound explosion ain't that much to you.
No,
fucking Iron Man.
Go ahead and type in JDAM. How many? See how heavy the payload is of a Tomahawk.
Listen, man. What? Okay, so this bomb can destroy. Oh, let me let y'all see it. I took it down just in case I was wrong, dude. I don't want people to see it. I'm fucking around. I'm not that shady. I wish I was, but I'm not. Okay, so bro, you can destroy an entire city block with that. A 2-kiloton nuclear bomb, often considered a tactical weapon, can destroy a major city block or a small military base, causing severe damage, fatalities within roughly a half mile of ground zero. It produces a devastating blast. Let's do this.
It was first of all, it was 1 kiloton.
Okay, one. Okay.
What I'm asking you, so what kiloton refers to is the equivalence in TNT explosion. Okay. So 1 kiloton is a 2,000 pound TNT blast. So it was 1/15 of that.
Well, this was only this was 1/15. But this
that's what I'm saying.
But this really destroyed a whole city, though.
I know. Listen, this is to me, frankly, besides the point, because they said they weren't going to use it. They had a fatwa.
Stop. I'm going to skip that. See, now you're going into terrorist talk. See,
I'm going into real talk.
Until you became a damn terrorist, Chad.
No.
Fatwa.
Go ahead. Put in what's a maximum payload? No.
I don't speak pig Latin, dude, and I don't speak Islamic babble.
Really quickly, whatever. What's the maximum? Tell me what the maximum payload is of the Tomahawk cruise missile.
Hey, put a 1 in the comments if you think that Chad just became a radicalized terrorist. Talking about some fatwas.
What is the largest payload?
You lost this conversation. This when you start talking about fatwas and we not gonna do it because it's against our religious beliefs. Like you're gone. You're done. You cooked at that. You start bringing up fatwas. That means you admitted that you lost. Somebody said, I'm a Muslim and fatwas are reversible and worthless. I believe it. Okay, Chad, I'm going to let you get your final thoughts. I'm not going to say anything after you. So whatever America-hating, treasonous rhetoric you want to spew, I'm going to give you 1 minute, and then I'm going to move on to our next topic. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. So I love our country. I'm certainly not treasonous. I very much know and understand that the American people see right through this war. We should not be spending another $200 billion to kill or maim people in another country. That money should be used domestically for things like education and infrastructure, along with healthcare. I think it's very clear that there's other powers that were in play to create this mess. And there's only one of two ways that this war is going to end. Either a full-scale ground invasion that's going to take hundreds of thousands of United States sons and daughters to great risk and peril to take out the government of 92 million people in Iran, or we completely leave the Middle East and Iran is becoming the new hegemon within the Middle East. And we're leaning towards the latter. I encourage everyone to look at yourself and see if you think it really makes sense for us to displace millions of people, kill thousands for no particularly good reason, and to not have Congress actually vote on this is totally against Article 1 of our Constitution. So I appreciate the time, Brad. I obviously disagree with you, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be costly in the midterms, and hopefully we can turn it around. Hopes and prayers for everyone. Appreciate it, man.
Godspeed to you, Chad. Okay, so guys, I don't have a problem with letting people who disagree with me up here. I let Tag come up here and talk with his fatwa talk, and I wasn't kicking him off the thing. But we got to move on. We got to talk about this. I told y'all, man. I told y'all that LeBron James is a psyop, man. This guy acts like he's Mr. Pro-Blackity Black. Like he's just down with black people. And I'm reading Malcolm X. And remember when he was carrying around the book? I forgot what book it was. Roots. He's running around with 2 copies of Malcolm X and Roots in his backpack. just telling, oh, black people are afraid of the police when they go outside and all this stuff. But this guy was recently caught with a bunch of white dudes at a golf course, straight up disrespecting the city of Memphis, Tennessee. Now, LeBron James was one of the celebrities who criticized Donald Trump for sending the National Guard into Memphis, Tennessee to curb the violence. It didn't matter that the residents of Memphis, Tennessee were literally thanking Trump and praising him for creating a safe environment in their city for the first time in decades. One man even said he hadn't walked to the store in 20 years for fear of being killed by hooligans and YNs, and he was able to walk his grandbaby to the store for the first time in her life because Donald Trump sent in the National Guard to clean up the city. Now, LeBron James seems to have had a change of heart as he jokingly, or not even jokingly, as he disparages Memphis, Tennessee with these white guys and encourages and urges the NBA to move the Grizzlies out of Memphis and into Nashville, a predominantly white city. How's that for you, Kang?
Staying at the fucking Hyatt at 41 years old. You think I want to do that shit? Being in Memphis on a fucking random ass Thursday. I'm not like the first guy even talk about in the NBA. Like we all like, you guys have to move. Just go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got the fucking NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too?
Yeah, Predators.
Yeah. Like they got everything.
Doesn't look like LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chance was in 2003 if they would have won the lottery to get me there. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up
For the games.
So LeBron, I calls him Lame Bron. I ain't never liked him. Yeah, LeBron, what happened to pro-blackity black? So you want to take the Memphis Grizzlies and send it over to the white town and give Nashville all of that revenue and all of that tourism from the Memphis games? Now, I agree with LeBron that Memphis is a shithole. I agree with him on that one. But I'm not up here trying to act like I'm Mr. Pro-blackity black. I mean, I'm not trying to act like I'm the champion for all black people on earth. What I do talk about is black people being accountable and being accountable for the current situation within predominantly black cities. You saw Young Dolph, a hero to many from the city of Memphis, get viciously gunned down while he was going to try to get some damn cookies. And he's not the first and he won't be the last. But why does it take for celebrities to get around white folks to admit the truth? He said that shit on camera. So he wanted it to go out to the public that he was disparaging a black city and encouraging the NBA to move the team from that city to the much wider Nashville. But this is exactly why we tell black people celebrities are not leadership. They pretty much say whatever they have to say when they have to say it. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of financial opportunity that LeBron was pursuing when he was on that golf course with these white guys. Don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can enlighten me on it, but this is what happens when you follow behind celebrities and look at them as political leadership. LeBron is a bum. He should never step foot on another NBA court for the rest of his life because he doesn't play hard and he's a hazard to his team. The other day, the Lakers lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder by 50 damn points, or at least they were down by almost 60 in the third quarter. LeBron's washed up and he's done, but he won't go quietly into the dark. He has to throw one last arrow or dart of disparagement at the black community. I'm all for holding black people accountable, but I'm not for trying to pivot to black accountability after you've been operating as an enabler for black people for so long. LeBron is part of what's wrong with black America. Celebrities who say what they have to say in the moment to get your admiration and to get your fan dollars. But then as soon as they're in the confidence of white spaces, their sentiments change. That means that LeBron, for the past however many years he's been in the league, 21, 22 years, he's basically been concealing his true sentiments about the black community from black people. And if you're going to deal with us in a real way. Echo the black voices that are calling for black people to embrace accountability, who are calling for black people to turn around, repent, and change their ways. Don't be a force operating against us only for us to find out 20 years later that you actually hold the same views and sentiments as we do. That doesn't help anybody. This is why I loved Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They did not get involved in politics. They did not participate in political theater. But LeBron apparently, much like his skill set, he never developed that type of maturity. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Do you think LeBron is justified in what he said? Or do you think it was too little, too late? I really believe that LeBron is a bamboozler and a swindler. Why are you so obsessed with black and white? Isn't that racism? I'm not obsessed with black and white. I'm saying LeBron's talking one way when he's around the white folk and then talk another way when he's in front of black people. Why don't you just talk the same way around everybody? I don't look, you saw me talk to a white guy just a few minutes ago up here. Did I change who I am? Did I code switch and, oh, Mr. White Man, I'm gonna be nice? I didn't do that. And I'm not gonna be nice to you black folks either. If you said something dumb, I'm gonna call you out, white, black, blue, or green. I'm like the most non-racist person there is. I treat everyone exactly the same across the board. Chad came up here and he's a witness. He's a testament to that. I'm not gonna let you talk if you're black and not let you talk if you're white. Talk. Run your damn yap. And if you say something stupid or something that's a lie, I'm calling you out. LeBron should have been on that type shit, but he just wants the bag. Athletes should just shut up about politics. Dumb jocks. I remember when LeBron didn't have no smoke for China and all their human rights violations because he was getting a bag from them, but has so much to say about Trump, even when Trump wasn't even doing anything. LeBron is just an idiot, man. He's just an idiot. And he doesn't read. Remember he was carrying a book around and they were like, what's your favorite part? I was like, hey, yo, Bron, what's your favorite part of Roots? What was he reading? Malcolm X? What's your favorite part of Malcolm X? He hit him with the old Bumpy Johnson. It was a good book. Hey, that reporter low-key set LeBron up, bro. LeBron, what's your favorite part, Bron? He could have just referred back to the movie in some way, just a generic part of the movie that was covered in the book, bro. This man literally said, can you dig? He hit him with the old school shot. Can you dig it? Man, I'm telling you, there's so many things that are wrong with this world, and especially the black community, that I blame on LeBron James. He just ushered in this era of laziness and being cool with just trying to deflect onto other people. And I don't like that. Truth over emotion said Bron can't even read, bro. Can't even read the cat. No, he damn sure can't read the defense. That dude, hey, LeBron, just give it up, bro. It's done. You solidified your position as fifth best in history. Leave it at that, bro. Man, this man been playing in the league. Shit, they might as well change the logo. If they, hey, I'm telling you, listen. People talk about how great LeBron is. LeBron is the only player to usher in a 40% decline in viewership. Let that sink in. Bro was so trash that 40% of the viewers of the NBA just stopped watching it. Like, I ain't watching this shit no more. It's pretty sad. Okay. Speaking of sad, guys, speaking of sad, some real sad stuff happened the other day. And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I'm trying to get a better image of this. I think we could do with this one. So, the other day, and I don't even know what city this was in. Oh, shoot, that was New York. Okay, so there was a 7-month-old baby that was recently shot in the head in Brooklyn, New York. 7-month-old Corey Patterson Moore was fatally shot in the head while sitting in his stroller in a bodega market in Brooklyn, New York. In the video that I'm just going to keep on a loop here, you can see little Corey's mother jumping up and down in anger and sadness as she realized that her baby had been shot in the head. This is an extremely tragic occurrence. I'm going to make it a little bigger so you can see. And it just speaks volumes to the state of lawlessness that has taken over the city of New York. While little children are being killed in their strollers, you still have people like DA Alvin Bragg. You have people like Zohran Mamdani steady pushing this anti-law enforcement narrative. You have people living in fear, much like the early 90s before Rudy Giuliani ushered in the stop and frisk era in New York. And when you talk to these people, the more you talk to them, the more it seems like they just don't care about living every day under the threat of crime and violence. All they care about is being able to run rampant without any interference from law enforcement to stop them. What do you guys think about this situation? Imagine being in a store just to go buy some milk or buy some food, and someone lets off a gun, 2 shots, and one of those shots ends up hitting your young child. It's just not, it's not fair. No mother should ever have to experience something like this, and no society should be okay with this, because at the end of the day, there is nothing more important than the preservation of the lives of our youth, of our young people, especially the little babies who have no say in what happens to them. Now, listen, my warning to you is this: do everything you can to stop things like this from happening. Get your kids out of these bad neighborhoods. Get your kids out of these liberal-run inner city neighborhoods, because you know that crime will only get worse. Because even though you see the baby dying, right? The mayor, newly elected, socialist communist mayor, Zohran Mamdani, he's making it pretty clear that although he feels sorry for the baby, he's still not going to do anything about it. He's not going to do a single thing to hold the people accountable who commit these type of heinous acts. Why would you remain in a city where the mayor of the city says, hey, you know what? Sorry for your loss, but I ain't going to do nothing to fix it? Why would you live in a city with an ideologue in control who will excuse any heinous act of violence in an effort to further his narrative?
Good afternoon. Earlier today, a 7-month-old baby was shot and killed on the corner of Moore Street and Humboldt Street here in Brooklyn. A life that had barely begun was taken in an instant. As we grieve this loss, I am grateful for the NYPD's continued work to find all those responsible for this murder and to bring them to justice. I want to commend the swift response of the NYPD and the first responders who so quickly arrived at the scene, the hospital workers who did all that they could. And I want to thank all those who are doing everything they can to bring answers to this family and to this city. There are no words that can mend the heartbreak this family is feeling now. No declaration strong enough to lift the grief they are now forced to carry. No embrace wide enough to heal the hole that has been left in their lives. That sorrow is only deepened by the fact that this is not the first family in our city to know this pain.
Right, and it won't be the last either under your leadership, Zoran. This is one of the kind of questions that I don't understand. So there's some guy, Black Loki. He says, Brandon, why do you hate us? Are you a criminal, Loki? Why do black people view themselves as criminals? If you speak out against crime and criminality, why do black people think that you're automatically talking about them? If someone says, hey, man, we got to take out the garbage, I'm not going to say, hey, man, why are you talking about me? Because I know I'm not garbage. But what I believe it is these people actually, like, they admire these criminals and they defend these criminals. And they're like okay with what these criminals do as long as it doesn't affect them or their children. There's no way I'm going to sit up and condone or excuse or remain silent, which many times is worse, when our people are behaving in an animalistic manner. Because I have a friend, right? He's like my brother, right? And he's done some crime in the past. And one day we we were talking about like accountability. And he says, man, a lot of the stuff I did it because I didn't know any better. You know, I thought it was, this is the way you handle things, right? And it made me realize something. For many black people, like ignorance is not only bliss, it's an excuse, right? No one has to tell you that it's wrong to kill. You know that that's wrong. No one has to tell you that it's wrong to steal. You know that that's wrong. To do things that you know is wrong is not ignorance. To do things that you know are wrong is a brazen disregard for the well-being, safety, and prosperity of others. That's not a mistake. That's not just a lack of knowledge or information. That's having a selfish attitude. Being a selfish person who doesn't care about infringing upon others. And I hate to say this, but a lot of our people, black people, we have this mindset. Look at the youth takeovers in cities like DC and Chicago. Look at how black kids descend upon the inner city areas and attack old elderly people, police officers, people out on dates with their wives, dragging people out the cars, just doing all sorts of crazy stuff. You think these kids don't know that that's wrong to do? Yeah, they know, but they just don't care. They don't care because it's not them. They're not the victim. They're the victimizer. And as long as they have the position of power, hey, they couldn't care less. But don't accuse me of hating black people because I hate ignorant, brazen acts that people who just so happen to be black commit. Now, white folks do stuff. Hispanics do stuff. They over here raiding 7-Elevens in California. But I can only speak about the group that I have a lived experience with. We weren't all raised in that much different situations. And never in my mind did I say, hey, let me go downtown and beat up an old person. This stuff is escalating, it's growing because it's being permitted. That's the only reason. It doesn't really even have anything to do with color or race, but it has everything to do with leadership. If you don't hold these people accountable in real time for what they're doing, you embolden the next person to do the same thing, to gain a little notoriety and fame for themselves. Zohran Mamdani is wrong to defund the police in New York City. Zohran Mamdani was wrong to defend those kids, black kids, who threw ice and rocks at NYPD officers. He's wrong to enable a chaotic situation in his city. He's wrong for that. And nothing he says or does is going to make it right. But I'm telling you, something has to give. And something will give. And what I want African Americans to understand is when it finally does give and they do what they did in the 1992 and 94 crime bill and they start putting in that 3 strikes and stop and frisk, don't complain, because you had an opportunity to govern and regulate yourselves and your children, and you chose not to. You had an opportunity to prove that the quote-unquote racist law enforcement tactics of yesteryear were too much. They were too brazen, they were too heinous, and they were too extreme to police a community of black folks. And you failed to prove that. As a matter of fact, everything we're doing today proves that that may have been exactly what the black community needed so that even our community could reach a renaissance or a period where our people are thriving, like the period that followed the 94 crime bill. Do we need that again? Maybe. But thanks to the internet, we now have an unprecedented access to new information. Why don't we use what we're able to learn at the tips of our fingers and apply it to our lives so we don't have to go through something like the war on drugs, the 94 crime bill, stop and frisk, or 3 strikes all over again? Because it's definitely coming if we don't do something about it. It's like my favorite motivational speaker, Les Brown, says, program yourself, because if you don't, somebody else will. Self-help, preventative care, that's always the best. You don't want somebody else to fix a problem that you simply can't control. Guys, I got to get out of here. You've been beautiful. You've been wonderful. Shout out to my brother Sucker Season LA. Shout out to my brother for the $5 holler in the super chat. Guys, if you haven't contributed already, we are doing a $5 challenge. We are asking for 10 $5 contributions for this show. You can contribute through Cash App, PayPal. The links to that are available. They're pinned to the top of the chat. Or you can use the super chat button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen to send in a contribution. I appreciate you all. Thank you in advance. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.